I guess you could consider this list as me cutting through all the bullshit B-grade movies and giving you this list. Hi everybody. Hey, hi. I'm here with my tiny, teeny, baby little microphone, and it is so cute. Thank you for coming and visiting me again. I really appreciate it. Now, I'm the worst movie lover of all time because I haven't even kept up with any of the latest and greatest in horror, in movies in general, to be honest. So I've decided to sit down and share with you guys some films that maybe aren't Oscar worthy, but are really fun movies to watch with friends. And they're all horror themed or thriller themed. And to be honest, these movies are just ones that are close to my heart because I found them at a really good time in my life. Anyway, now this horror movie is called The Banshee Chapter. This movie stood out to me because of the cover at first, because I actually borrowed this movie from a DVD store. Those still exist. And they're my favorite places in the whole universe still. Investigative journalist Anna looks into the disappearance of her friend, who she believes ingested a secret government chemical. Her search leads into the disturbing world of covert operatives, with one strange radio transmission troubling her. It kind of explores the LSD experiments that took place in America, and I'm gonna put some information here because it is really, really interesting. Essentially, this film is about Anna, who is looking for her friend, played by Michael McMillan, and he was the pastor in True Blood. She then joins the likes of a writer, which is definitely based off of Hunter S. Thompson, the writer who would take a bunch of drugs, eat really random shit, and then write novels. So I loved it so much. And not to mention, now this is really why I loved it so much, and I don't think I knew it at the time, but I think my brain was just like, hey, that voice sounds familiar. That face looks familiar. Who is this guy?
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
Yes, you guessed right. Well, I probably just showed you a clip. But anyway, it is Ted Levine, and he played our Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Who can forget him? He's amazing. And if you're a Drag Race fan, Violet Chachki loves him too. Well, that character anyway. Getting back to the film, it got a 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb gave it a 5 out of 10, but you know, as long as you can suspend your disbelief, you're gonna have a good time. It was also produced by Zachary Quinto, who was the creepy killer in the American Horror Story season 2. But anyway, he was mean to Shane Dawson, so I don't know how much I like that guy. But everyone else is really good.
You can scream all you want, no one will hear you.
Now, Hush was made in 2016, and it is the story of Maddie, who is a writer living a solitary life in the beautiful woods of somewhere in America. She happens to be deaf, and she is a very self-sufficient lady living out there by herself. I believe she's out there in hopes of writing a successful second book, and while she's out there, she makes some friends who are really nice and some who are not so nice. Now what's interesting is this movie is a typical slasher, but then not a typical home invasion movie, as the protagonist, or the heroine, is really, really good at defending herself and coming up with ways to outsmart the villain in their cat and mouse type game that they play. It was received really, really well by audiences across the world, with Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 91%. However, on IMDb it says 6.6 out of 10, so IMDb can just shove it. Actress Katie Siegel does such a good job in portraying a badass heroine lady. It's nice to step into the shoes of a character like that, because often you hear actors and actresses discuss enjoying being villains instead of these hero types, because they often have things happen to them and they just react. She's very thought out in her decision making, and it feels like it's a real person. It can be found on Netflix. I think all of the movies I'll be suggesting here can be found on Netflix, but this is a part of Katani's little treasure trove of movies she likes. So I hope you enjoy it too. This isn't in any order actually. Last video I did was in an order. This one isn't, because all of them are just equally as fun for me and I enjoyed. And the next movie on my list, The Babysitter. So The Babysitter was released in 2017, so it's definitely one of the newer films that I'm adding to my little list here today. Pretty much The Babysitter is about a little kid who's kind of awkward, kind of nerdy, and he gets bullied all the time. But what does he have that the neighborhood kids don't? He's got a smoking hot babysitter. I'm pretty sure the actress in this is Australian, Samara Weaving. Her name, I think her nickname is Snake Eyes. And I mean...
My slithery little sneaky snake.
Yes, my camera died. Well, it wasn't my camera, okay? It was my card getting full. But I'm sorry, this happens literally every time. Okay, before my camera decided to itself, this movie off the bat can look kind of like a stereotypical teen horror movie. You know, with old Snake Eyes. I mean, Cabin in the Woods did a good job of explaining it, where the girl like dyes her hair blonde, and then the virgin one. It's, you know, this movie isn't what I thought it was off the bat. When I was growing up watching these movies, none of the characters were relatable to me in any way. And I'm not the first person to talk about, you know, representation and all of that stuff, which I will make a video about it. But I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this movie, I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be one of these movies. But I was very pleasantly surprised, and I think, you know, for people who might feel the same way that I do, you'll be surprised too. It's self-aware, definitely not for kids. It seems like a kid movie. Probably don't watch it because there is like bits in it that are probably pretty terrifying when you're young. So, you know, adults, us adults, we've got to watch it just ourselves, alright? And YouTube, see, my channel is not for kids, it is for adults, okay? So don't be fining me $42,000. And I could be pulling this out of my, but I think the director of this movie did film clips before. And you can kind of tell in some of the opening scenes, it's very stylized. So, you know, it's just a fun watch with friends, by yourself, just like everything on this list. Okay, so this is gonna be my last suggestion because, you know, my brain is tired. I just personally like these movies. I hope you guys do too. My next movie that I'll be suggesting to you all is Creep, and it is written by Mark Duplass, directed by Patrick Bryce, produced by Mark Duplass and Mr. Blum Blum. Now this movie is about a guy called Aaron. Aaron answers an online ad and drives to a stranger's house to film him for a day upon the man's request. The man wants to make a movie for his unborn child, but his requests become more bizarre as the day goes on.
Hi!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm assuming you're Aaron.
Yeah.
So this movie, you know, some people, I don't think, dig it because it's kind of like an awkward, as much as you can get awkward in a horror movie or like a thriller, it's like an awkward thriller, you know, you kind of don't understand what you're watching. I guess it's just a type of character that I haven't seen before, but it's weirdly charming as a whole. Like the entire movie is pretty fun and I haven't seen it before, like anything kind of like it. The movie's poster is like a really good representation of its vibe. I think that's a good way to describe it. It's just got a very cool, creepy vibe. Look, IMDb gave it a 6.3, and I think if you give it a watch, you'll understand why some people don't understand it. But then over on Rotten Tomatoes, it got an 89%. You know, and this, you know, I was finding myself laughing at this movie, you know, I mean, this is our guy. Super low budget, but they do a really good job at creating atmosphere, you know, and it just sort of creates that tension in the air in order for the ending moments to work. And I don't want to give anything away. It's definitely not like any of the other movies where it's got outright gore or, you know, a slasher vibe or a paranormal vibe. It's something else entirely. And you know, I just wanted to add it in here because I really liked it. I think it's good to watch with friends who maybe are into horror because, you know, you can take them off guard. So enjoy that one. Enjoy all of them. I hope you liked my mini list. It was only 4 this time. You take your pick. You've got paranormal, you've got slasher, you've got gore, and now you've got creep. Give them all a watch and tell me what you think, or if you have seen them, what did you like about it, or what did you dislike about it, because I don't know why you would. You know, Banshee Chapter, I'd be very surprised to hear from you guys if you've seen the Banshee Chapter, or if you go to watch it, what you think about it, because I like that one. It kind of stayed with me. Ted Levine sort of stays with you, doesn't he? Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. I'll see you next time.